Oh, and welcome back to the not quite everybody sorted out mode. I forgot. As soon as he hops off, it screws everything up. Uh, I should have checked that in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie. So we don't have an Austin, as he had to go. Family reasons. So we'll just put that random piece of wall there. And I'll have to sort out. My apologies. My bad. I should have been better prepared, but I mucked up. All right, cool. Okay, so we'll just sort everybody out real quick.
It's like you're piecing us back together.
It kind of is. Kind of is. All right, so Rob is down and over. So let's. Oops. All right, so while I'm doing this and sorting all this out, uh, so you guys defeated the skeleton horde, and as you did that, you found a coin. Coin isn't the right word. Basically, the medallion with the marker on it that you've seen in the past, which you then quickly, uh, Mr. Bear pulled it off the tree, and when he did, it stopped glowing. And as you're kind of waiting,
I put it in my pocket.
you put it in your pocket, right? And there is you don't get a sense that there's anything else moving in the forest either.
Cool. I get back on my horse, holding on to or tying the lead of Shin's horse to my horse, and kind of just waiting for everyone to start moving. Then,
Okay. Shin will uh, come out of his bear form.
oh,
Uh,
I untie the horse and give it back to him.
okay. He'll hop onto the horse and he'll follow you guys onward. So it was early in the morning, well, mid morning when this confrontation started. It only took a few minutes. So, uh, well, you were walking for a bit before that, in all fairness. So probably now it's about noon. So you can continue on if you'd like. And as we do, I would like Pre to roll me another. What did we do last time? Survival check, I believe.
Yeah. Boo, 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 boo. 21.
21's pretty darn good again. All right, so you track just fine through the forest, and you find yourselves moving quickly on through the wilderness. And as it gets towards twilight, you will see in the distance a mountain which has a rounded top, and it has a what looks to be the remnants of some sort of building at kind of, if not the top, really close to the peak. Um, it has one spire sticking out of it, and then it is a long building that stretches across the landscape at the top. But it is broken in bits, and you can see ruin across most of it. But looking up, you can also see vegetation growing on it in various locations. Um, you have the choice of continuing to walk up the mountain or to stop for the night and continue on afterwards.
I will look at Pre. I defer to you in this because you are more the outdoorsy type. Kind of like.
I will say
Wait.
some of you have been hurt. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've stopped to heal. So you might want the sleep just to kind of recover. It's up to you guys, though.
I tried to heal. My roll sucked. So that's why Pre's like, I'm gonna
Could you?
take a nap.
Yeah,
to
I
take
could
camp.
I could use a rest. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yep.
since so does Shin, he could use a sleepy.
Yeah.
So who wants? I guess, Shin will take sort of the third watch. So whoever wants to take first and second watch.
I can take first or second. I don't care.
Pre'll take second. She
Okay.
took first last time.
All right, I'll take first.
All right.
I will sleep the whole time again then.
Dimitri's just getting off good. All right. So, as per usual, roll me a perception check, please. Whomever, I can't remember suddenly who got the first watch. Oh, okay.
15.
That'd be Anthony. All right. So, with 15, you can hear a lot more sort of. Once you got out of the swamp, the one thing you did notice is that you can see that run of trees and forest is still very much has been that pale yellow brown look to it. But as you've gotten into the mountain, you can see around you everything else is very lush and green. But this mountain oddly doesn't have a lot of vegetation growing on it. It seems more rocky and more shale. And there is very little wildlife, but you definitely see some birds and some night predators moving around and night wildlife moving around. Occasionally you'll see like a little rat creature move not far off in the distance, but otherwise pretty much it goes along like you would expect. There isn't really much happening. And
Okay.
so we move on to the second watch. Bree,
I'll
can you?
go. I'll wake her up and I'll go to sleep.
Okay. Bree, it's your
All right.
turn.
That
And
roll.
okay.
20.
So, all right. So as you're sitting there in the night, kind of watching over everybody, you can hear in the distance what sounds like horns, but it sounds really far away. It's almost to the point where it's not hearable. Most humans wouldn't necessarily pick it up, but you can barely pick it up on the edge of the wind, and it sounds like some sort of war horn of some variety, but you're not sure where it's coming from exactly. But you know it's not in this valley or in the mountain that you're on. You do see what looks to be humanoid creatures moving across the mountain to the east of you, but their distance is far enough away that you don't perceive they noticed you. Because
Okay.
we're talking
Well,
we're
she'll-
talking a good distance.
Yeah. She'll take note of all of this.
Okay.
Tuck it away in the back of her head, just in case.
Okay. I forgot
And
to
otherwise,
ask.
just. What?
Oh, sorry, you were gonna say something, so I stopped.
No, go ahead.
Okay. The one thing I forgot to ask was there anything else you wanted to do before you went to bed, Bart? Or were you good with just sitting around watching?
Nope, I went to sleep after I woke her
Okay.
up.
All right. And Pri, is there anything else you wanted to do before you go to bed?
Nope, she'll just sharpen her weapons while she's sitting there, grumble at the stupid god. You know,
Okay.
the usual.
The usual.
That's it.
Nothing particularly exciting. Okay. Cool.
Nope.
All right. So you wake Shin up. Shin gets up out of his trance and nods to you, sits down, and takes over. And with that, he... okay. Shin goes through the next couple of watches, doesn't really notice anything, doesn't see much. Notices a beetle jump up on his arm at one point, brushes it off, plays around with his spear. That's about it. And morning comes. And as you guys wake up, or are woken up, depending on the situation, and first light has dawned in the distance, and the mountain is looking, I wouldn't say imposing, it's not that bad, but you figure you have a reasonable hike to the top, but you're not too bad. You've probably got like a few hours at most to get to the top of the area.
And the horses travel up there?
Well, from what you're noticing, if you're careful, and considering the tracking ability of your lead here, it shouldn't be a problem because she can pretty much pick out locations that are very much free of debris and problems.
Okay, I hop back on my horse and I just wait until she heads up.
Okay. All right. Oh, I mucked that up completely. I did not mean to move that. I meant to move the other, but that's fine. We'll just leave that right where it is. Oh, I see what I did. Huh. Cool. Fun. All right. So, sure. We'll have you do one more survival check for the day.
All right. Bloop. Oh, Lordy B. Well, couldn't hold up for too long, apparently. 6.
Apparently. So, with a 6. Uh, so, for the duration of the day, you guys are making your way up. It is a lot tougher going than you initially thought. I mean, where it looked really easy and you figured it would be simple, Pre finds it a little tricky, gets to some edges which didn't look like edges last night, now all of a sudden are like sheer cliffs, and so you guys have to backtrack quite a bit, and it takes you most of the day to get to the top of this mountain, which you thought, looking at it where you were, it was going to take maybe an hour or two, because what was seeming like the common path seemed to almost not want you on it. And as you are traveling up this mountain, the other thing that you're noticing is that there are, I wouldn't say buildings, but there's like the remnants of something man-made, whether they were former houses or if they were structures for something else, but they've been completely cleaned out. All you see is like the foundations of some of them. Every once in a while you'll see a random pillar just sitting loosely and a statue here and there, but pretty much it's abandoned of anything and anyone. Grown over and pretty much just there. Like in some cases, like the statues have like dirt and debris built up beside them to the point where like the statue is almost completely covered and you just see the top of the head, but if you dug it out you'd find most of the statue underneath it. And then same with sort of like the pillars and some of the foundations, you can just see part of the foundation stone. But other than that, and a very long journey, you guys make your way up and you find yourselves at the top, or really close to the peak of this mountain, and in front of you stands a gigantic building, as I described earlier, that kind of covers most of the top in parts across the top of the mountain. You see the one large steeple-looking structure, and then multiple complexes of various shapes and sizes that go along the entire top. most of which are completely in disrepair. And at the center is a building which has pillars around the edges of it, all of which have carvings on them of various types. And it's made of a type of wood, and it has been treated so that it doesn't decompose. And you would assume it's been magically treated based on that, because, of course, even the best treated wood would decompose after this much time. And it is raggedy, I guess I would say. The roof is kind of piecemeal, but still usable. It still acts like it. The entrance seems clear of major debris, but it is very much quiet, and you don't see much. And there you are. It is, by the way, closing in on the end of the day.
Okay.
Hmm.
We're just going to be looking around at this, like, yeah, even if I can see well in the dark, I don't want to deal with this in the dark. And she's going to say we should set camp.
So
That
sounds
sounds
good to
good
me,
to me.
Dimitri. You're taking the ship. I'm sleeping instead,
Okay.
and I go to sleep.
So I'm first then, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
You've
Okay.
gotten out of shifts.
No, I know. I'm just since I'm human, I should probably do before it gets too dark.
Mm-hmm.
So perception
Yes, sir.
22.
All right, that's pretty good perception. As it becomes dark, you hear an occasional noise. Um, some of it sounds a little bit like. Others are sort of like almost like the wind rustling things, moving bits of rock and shale around, but not like gale force wind. It's more like a little breeze. And then you hear kind of what sounds like a metallic shuffling, but you can't get any sort of grasp on where it is. And you do see what looks to be wolves on one side of the mountain come up to the top, sniff around, but they don't seem to hang around. They seem to quickly disappear, and they don't seem to come up to where you guys are at the moment. Okay. All right. You want to do anything else?
No, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I wouldn't want to wake anybody up, so I mean, until I need to wake up 3, I'm guessing, for second shift.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I would tell her about the metallic shuffling sound I heard and the wolves, but the wolves went away.
Alrighty, Pre.
But oh, yay. Yay. La 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 la. Blue.
Not
20.
bad, not bad. All right, so you spend the evening staring, and you see even less. You don't really hear much. Again, you sort of wind rustling through the, what little scrub there is. There isn't even trees really. The grass and stuff shifting a little bit. You notice in the distance that there is a rainstorm happening, and you can see thunder and lightning. or hear thunder and see lightning in the clouds. But nothing really near you, nothing too disturbing at this point. Mostly it's just this steady beating, and it kind of moves from west to east. Not really getting close, but still kind of distracting. And as you watch, not much else really happens.
Okay. After he described that metallic shuffling and stuff, she's gonna cast detect magic just to double check things.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not sure how to cast that. I don't know what it.
Well,
It
basically,
kind of just happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So
Okay, so as you detect magic, let me just see what the spell
it has a
says.
30-foot radius.
Oh, okay. So from where
So
you're
she'll
at,
like wander the camp to get
Okay.
a little bit
like
better range. But yeah,
in about 30 feet around the camp, basically, is that what you're thinking?
yeah, like she'll move like 10 feet out from the camp and circle around and then come back, kind of thing. So she
Okay.
gets a good.
All right, just kind of acting like a little metal detectorist, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So with that in mind, you're not getting anything specific. I mean, there's not really anything that comes magically across in the area you're in. Certainly not on the surface, anyway.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about any more skeletons for a while
I mean,
or any such.
yeah, if you had detect undead, that might be more helpful, but I don't know if you have
But
that.
they're magic.
They're undead. They're not magic. They're undead, to be clear. Skeletons
What do you
are.
think makes them undead, John?
Well, I realize that, but that's if you want to find an undead, you detect undead. It's the way it goes. Either which
You'd
way,
still
you
detect
didn't
the
detect
magic
anything.
holding them together. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying, and I gave you what I gave you. Okay, so with that, anything else you want to do?
Nope, just her usual nightly routine.
Okay. All right. So with that, and I'm assuming did Dimitri actually went first. So did Bart go third, or is it back to?
Finn
Bart
was
went
going to go third, I think.
Okay.
sleeping this time.
Oh, Bart's sleeping through. Oh, okay. So it's Shin's turn. All right. So Shin wakes up. I assume from pre and or comes out of his trance, and he has a glance around and will now try and figure out if he detects anything. Alrighty then. That's pretty good. Alright. You guys did well this evening. He has a lot of time on his hands and kind of I'm assuming you passed on the things that you had heard or heard about, Bree, to Shin?
Yeah.
Okay. So Shin, taking what you've said and kind of what you've done, stands up himself and kind of has a look around, trying to see if he can see anything specific. He also, I'm just having a quick look through his abilities just to see if there's anything he actually could do. No, he doesn't have anything to sort of, he doesn't even have that. So for him, he can't really do anything to sort of detect anything. So he just kind of wanders around, kind of looking to see if he can see anything. And then the morning comes and he taps you all to wake you up.
Did you see any more of those, whatever the metallic sound things were?
Shin just acknowledges that he heard something, but nothing more than that. He couldn't guarantee where he heard it from even.
There wasn't any magic around, so maybe it was a wolf with a peg leg. I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay. So, other than having breakfast, what's the plan?
Move on to the tower. That's pretty much all Bree's got going.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's something else of interest looking around, just head off again in the morning.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys head towards the tower, the base of this tower is about, I want to say, about 30 feet in width. It goes up about 5 stories. There is a staircase that goes up it, but it is a staircase with no railing. And it's wide open, kind of just a big column. At the top, there appears to be some sort of room, but you can't really see very much. You see there's like a trap door at the top, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go up the stairs.
Is that that's the only way out, right?
Not out. There's basically if you're in the tower itself, that's your options. You can go up the stairs, or you just stand around in the base of the tower, effectively.
Well, then up the stairs we go.
Yeah. Is there a place to tie up the horses down here? Since I don't know if we want to ride horses upstairs.
I mean, that they would not fit on those stairs.
I was not planning on taking the stairs at that
Did
point.
these-
I mean, you could tie them to like bits of stone or something, but there isn't really like trees or anything like that.
All right. Yeah, I'll find like a stone and kind of put it on top of the reins, I guess, in the ground so it doesn't run away.
Okay.
And I guess I'll follow Pri up the stairs.
All right.
Do the stairs look structurally sound? Like, this is an old temple, right?
Yeah, it's stone. They
Okay.
don't look like they're gonna fall apart anytime soon, but you can see that at one time it looked like it had some sort of railing, but that's all long gone. It's very narrow, probably barely wide enough for you guys to go up individually. You can't go double up them. And it is curling, so it's steep and a bit scary if you have vertigo like I do on those kind of things. So, as you climb your way up, nothing kind of falls apart on you, or there's no traps or anything on the stairs themselves. You get to the hatch basically at the top, which appears to be, well, I mean, it's wood, but the wood is pretty rotten. From the looks of it, it's very gray and very much looking like it could fall apart with just a tap.
Mm.
But it is definitely closed.
Okay. Bree will just try the door.
Okay. You try pulling it open? Is that basically what you're trying to do?
Well, does it look like it'll swing in or out?
It swings to the, like, it's kind of like a trap door sort of effect. So it's not like a pull door, it's more like a slide.
And that's what she does.
Okay. Strength check, please.
Drink chick. Drink chick. Bloop. Yeah, fuck it.
Pre
11.
pulls. You hear it creak, but that's about it. You can give it another go if you want.
You guys can. One of you guys give me a hand here.
I mean,
Sure.
they can't, but unless you can figure out some way that they can reach around you, because
Oh,
it
there's
is
that little space.
it's
Bardic
that little
inspiration.
space. Bardic inspiration. There you
Go
go.
ahead and give it one more shot, and then we can take turns. Then.
All right, let's try it again.
Okay, please move.
Roll the bardic inspiration though. It's a d6, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, you're rolling a strength save, not a strength check.
Oh, am I rolling the wrong one?
Yep. Just clicked your
Oh,
strength.
shit. Oh, okay. Let's try that then. No, it won't click. There it is. Okay. Yeah,
That's
a little better.
Okay, so that's a lot
That's
better.
why I'm failing them.
Yep. All right, so you yank on it the next time after the original sort of creaking noise, and you hear a distinct snap of wood, and the door reefs to the side. It almost throws you off the stairs. It comes so quickly, and bits of wood fall off of the sliding hatch and almost fall on you as they clatter many flights below you. The hatch is open. It is dark.
Doc. I expected it to be bright and cheerful.
I know, right? You never know.
Well, Pri will poke her head in, and does it look like there's a safe place to walk in, or is it like a giant pitfall?
If you put your head through the thing, you'll see it's a room.
Okay.
You'll see, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We're going through the trap door, right? So it's.
yep.
Yeah, it's the building it's the room at the top of the tower. You're going up through a trap door, so it can't be a pitfall.
Doesn't mean
It
there won't be a
certainly
hole
can
in the
be
floor right
It
by the
most
door.
certainly, yeah, it most certainly can. You get up, and then the floor just falls underneath you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll like test it with her
Well,
one foot.
Okay. So
sort of
you
just-
put a foot. This is going to look so weird. So you go through the trap door with your foot, with the rest of you hanging out of it, kind of weird, and your foot sort of up tapping around.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Sure.
Just
You
to
wanna-
be awkward as hell.
Roll me an acrobatics check just for this.
Okay. She doesn't want to risk her hand.
No, but you'll risk your foot and falling off of these stairs. No problem.
Yeah, well, if I risk my hand, then I can't use my sword.
Or I think there's something wrong with her. With them. Sorry.
Right. You try and put your foot down. You slip. Pri starts to tumble. Would somebody
I-
like to use an athletics check
Yeah.
to try
I'll-
and save her from
I'll try.
falling?
I'll try.
5 flights.
I'll try to grab her.
Okay. Most awkward way of doing something. All right. So you grab her, steady her back up again. Okay, Pri, you want to try this again, or are you just going to get up into it?
Oh, she's just gonna go up into it this time. She's like,
Okay.
she's not really like on her game right now because she's still grumbling about the stupid god and her stupid charge and her stupid.
The
You know.
moment she's up there, I'm gonna turn to Dimitri and like kind of whisper, "This is the person we're following."
I mean,
Better her first than us, I guess.
I
Or
guess.
them first, rather.
I can hear you.
I whisper back at Dimitri, "Her ears are fine. I guess not her legs."
Yeah.
I can still hear you.
I whispered
Get
to
up
her.
here.
I whispered to her, "We know." And then I'll step up. I'll step up like a normal person.
Mm-hmm. So you pull yourself up into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You said it was completely dark.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's like there's little cracks in the ceiling so that you can see some things, but yeah, it's pretty dark.
I have a question, John.
Yep.
If I were to cast Green Flame Blade but not actually hit anyone, would that service as a light source?
Kind of like, you know how when you have like a blowtorch and you kind of
Yeah.
squeeze it once and it just kind of gives off a bit of glow? Yeah, I mean, you get kind of a green glow, but it's not going to give you a consistent.
All right, that's fine.
You'd be better off having Dimitri your light his candle, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I have a torch, I guess, but do I have a torch? Does that come in a standard kit?
I think it usually does, yeah.
Yeah, all right, I pull out my torch and I'll light it with my flint and steel and wave it around.
Okay. All right. So as you guys get to the top and you start looking around, you'll see what looks to be a remains of a desk off in the corner. What looks to be a metal bell, which is laying on the floor. It looks like it at one point was tied off to the side of this building, and it had fallen in along with parts of the roof and is laying on its side. You see what looks to be a skeleton um, near the desk, flopped over it, kind of like as if it had passed away and then just flopped onto the desk. And you can see what looks to be a wooden chest on the side of the desk.
How big is the bell?
It's kind of like a church bell size, so like tall enough that it would stick like halfway up, like a human height, basically like a halfling size.
Okay,
Um, and it's copper, so it's gone very like a, is it, or sorry, I should say it's a brass, so it's gone kind of that green oxidized coloring.
does it look dented or like damaged in any way
Oh
besides
yeah,
the
yeah,
typical?
yeah. It's definitely dented from whatever it impacted with when it landed. But
Can we see anything that might have impacted it when it landed?
well, the ground specifically, like it
Oh,
landed
okay,
on the bottom of the like it was basically you have to think there was like a lintel where it was hanging, and then it fell back through as the wood decomposed and the rope decomposed, and then
got
it
it.
fell back onto the floor, and then kind of took a chunk out of the floor.
Okay.
So, and the floor, as you can tell, is made of stone, so it's not, you know, concrete. Like it's a kind of a rudimentary concrete and stone affair.
Are are there any other openings or doors or is it just one big open room?
From what you can see now, it looks like it's just one big room, but it may have had more rooms. But as time is worn, like this is a building that's 1,000 years old minimum. So most of the inner walls, if they were made of wood or any sort of destructible material, would have decomposed.
Okay. Hey, crap. I wasn't awake when you casted detect magic, was I? So
Nope.
I don't think I know you can do that. Never mind.
Well, I like let
She
it.
did
Well, no, I
pass it
guess I
on to
let.
others.
Yeah, yeah.
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 Okay. Can you want to check to see if there's any funny business around or?
I can check for magic, but if it's not magic, I won't notice.
Fair enough.
But I will cast detect magic. Hey, and the
Okay.
magic about John.
All right. Just one moment. I just want to get the description correct. Okay. So in the area, like the bell and most of the rest of the room, you don't detect any magic, but the chest, which is wooden, uh, glows with an aura.
Well, considering it's the only wood left, that shouldn't surprise me. Yeah, that chest is all glowy. Probably
sec.
got your weapon or whatever it is we're after in there.
You said there's a skeleton on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Evens. Alright, I chucked my javelin at the skeleton.
Okay. I mean,
That
it hits
didn't
the
work
skeleton and
when I
spread
did it.
bones
so-
around. It didn't do much.
They didn't move until I walked up to them.
Yeah, but at least now, like the bones are like scattered, right? So
I mean,
if it does
kind
wake
of.
up later, it would have to reorganize itself at the very least.
Didn't slow down mine much, but okay.
Does anyone? All right. So I look over at Dimitri's like, well, since you were told about the weapon, you want to do the honors?
I guess so. Can I check for traps first, though?
That might be wise.
I mean, there is magic in there. Might just be a sword.
So
Might be an eldritch horror. I don't know.
I stay near the door.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ready an action?
Sure.
If a creature of some sort pops out of that chest, I want to chuck my javelin at it.
Okay.
Actually, no. If anything moves other than our party, I'm gonna chuck the javelin at it.
Okay.
At whatever's moving.
Alrighty.
I'll make an investigation check for the poison to see if there's traps for it.
Okay.
Not one of my best, but I'm the one that thought of it, so nope. 9.
I
Use
mean, it
bardic
seems
inspiration. Use bardic inspiration.
I can't use it on myself.
You can't sing to yourself. Come on, man.
I mean, the chest seems very much like it's fine. Nothing really trapped to it at all.
All right, I'll open it then. I'm like, nah, there's no traps.
Okay. It appears to be locked.
Oh. A sleight
Check
of
the
hand I am
skeleton.
good at. I will try to pick the lock
Okay.
with my thieves' tools.
All right.
19.
Hey, you pick that lock, no problem. All right. So you put your thieves' tools in. You turn and you feel the tumblers move easily, and the chest is unlocked.
Okay. I will open it then.
Okay, so as you go to open it, let me find some dice. Where is it? Gotta have more. So I need one more, right? I think so. I don't know if I have one more. Ah, I do. Nice. Okay. Ten. Okay. Right. Okay, so that's. Sorry, I'm just reading the spell here. Okay. What are your current hit points, please?
Me?
All of you.
Minus 27.
Okay.
33.
31.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. A big pinch, like not a big pinch, but a spray of what looks to be sparkly sand comes flying out of the chest. and it lays across all of you. In fact, it covers most of the room, and you feel like you're going to fall asleep, but you don't.
Oh, the sleep powder. Like I said, no traps. Just sparkly dust. That's all.
Right.
So what's in the chest?
Okay, so
We'll look in the chest.
alrighty, cool. At the bottom of the chest, you see a couple of scrolls, a small, thin rod, and a what looks to be like a small dagger. I mean, this chest isn't huge; it's fairly small.
Okay. So there's a couple of scrolls, a metal rod, and a dagger. I'll take them all out. I'm assuming they're small enough that I could hold them in two hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I know identify.
Okay.
Does the scroll have does the scroll have any like description of what those items are?
I will look at the scrolls.
Yeah.
I'm still near the door, by the way.
You will notice that it's in a script that you're not familiar with.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Would
Uh,
Cree recognize it at all?
Can't read these. I'll show them to. I'll hand them to
Do
Bryn.
do either of you have? Well, I guess you can do an Arcana check on it if you want to try that.
Okay.
Nope.
I will walk up and kind of look at my coin and kind of look at the sky. I'm like, oh, you let me cast magic, so maybe I can read it, and then I'm gonna roll for Arcana.
Go ahead.
All right, never mind. You suck.
All right.
What language is it in, John?
It's not in a language. It's written in very well. It's written in a magic language, effectively. So you need to be able
All
to
right.
magically read it.
I will roll for Arcana as well. Jesus. That's a lot of sad right there.
Three fails in a row. I like it.
I'll say,
it.
hey,
Oh my
hey,
God.
Shin, can you read these?
I mean, Shin's gonna give you off this whole thing of like, well, I don't really read magic, but okay, sure, I can try.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over to the desk and see if there's any other writing or anything around, papers or something.
Okay. There is no paper. There
Is there
is
anything?
what looks to be the end of like a stylus, and what looks to have been like a dipping point on the desk where it may have had ink in it at some point in its lifetime.
Are there any drawers?
Not anymore. Well, 4 for 4. Great job.
Cool.
Okay. Can Pre take the metal rod and just examine it?
Mm-hmm. You can totally examine it. It looks to be a rod of steel, or metal, I guess I should say, iron. It does not appear to have any writing on it, but it does feel warm to the touch.
Just gonna heft it and then put it in her pack.
What about the dagger? Are there any markings on the dagger?
Yes, there is at the base of it some writing, which looks to be in. Well, let's see. What languages do you all read and write?
Dwarven and common.
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Halfling.
Okay.
Common and Elvish.
Cool. I'll check Shin just to make sure. Common Elvish Dwarven. Nope. All right. Cool. It's in a script that you do not recognize, but doesn't like seem outwardly evil. I guess I would describe it as like you don't get like a uncomfortable feeling when you're reading it.
Does the script seem similar to what's on the scroll?
No,
Okay.
not really. No.
Okay. So that's it then, huh? I look around.
Seems like it.
Anything on the skeleton?
You find as you move the skeleton around, you'll find a ring of rusty keys.
I grab the keys. I'm like, hey, I look over at Dimitri. Found the keys.
I didn't need them.
There's more than one, I shall say.
Yeah, I'm taking them anyways, because there's more than one. Oh, can I stick? I want to try out the keys into the chest, and whichever one works, I kind of want to like just note it so that I don't need to try that for other doors.
Okay, so there's 4 keys on this keychain, and one does work with that chest.
Okay, I'll mark that, and then I'll put the rest. I'll put the keys in my pocket, I guess.
Okay.
And
Who
there's
took
nothing
the-
else.
Who took the dagger?
I have the
Me.
dagger and the rod.
Nope.
No, I have the rod.
I said I reached into the chest and took everything out.
I know, but then she took the rod from you.
No,
You
she
examine
didn't.
it.
I gave you the scrolls. I never said I gave you anything else. But fine, you guys have them all.
I don't have anything.
I thought you guys
I
took the
reached-
dagger too. You just said I have the dagger.
No, I don't have
No,
the dagger.
Nope,
You have the
nobody said
dagger.
they had the dagger. You said you had the dagger.
So
I give the dagger to Shin. Here.
I-
Okay, I don't care. Is there anything else in this room?
Not anything of that you can see other than piles of dust and bits of stonework.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go downstairs if that. All right, I go downstairs.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. All right, so you guys head downstairs. I assume, at this point.
Yeah, I'll follow him down.
Okay. 1 second. I just need to. Just making note of who has what, just so I don't forget later. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So you are now back on the main floor. Do you leave the tower at that point?
Is there anything else in this floor? Doors or anything like that?
It looks like if there was, it was pretty much either robbed out or fell apart because there's a lot of like what looks to be empty bits of concrete or marble. There's laying around on the floor, but not in any sort of like real assemblage. There looks like there may have been stuff on the walls, but all of that is long gone.
Okay.
Okay, so as you, I assume, exit, what's the plan? Because now you've exited the building, but there are other places to explore if you want.
There are? I thought it was just this one tower.
No, there's a whole bunch of buildings across the entire top of this. There's just some are in disrepair and some are
Okay.
not. There's like a larger building at the center, which looks like a temple building, temple structure.
Pri will wander towards the temple.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Sure.
All right. So as you guys wander up to the temple, there is like I said, wooden columns which run the length of the temple, which have carvings on them. They appear to be in an old Elvish script, talking about, for those of you that can read Elvish, which I think is only one of you, or two of you, I guess. Pardon me. Talk about kind of the forest and the gods and how they honor them. And you see in this wood these large sort of great trees which have been carved. There's figures, each with large beards that have pieces of wood and leaves in them. And it stands smiling out at you. And some that look stern, and others that look like they're asleep, and another one that looks very much like it is almost imploring you to come towards them, kind of idea. But each of them is it's embedded into the wood, so it's not like they're standing out with great big arms or anything. It's just you get that impression from the way they're looking effectively at you.
Do they look like the guy from my dream?
They do indeed, or at least
Priya's
an
going to be wandering
approximation.
around. Yeah, Priya's going to be wandering around reading the whole honor the gods, everything, just rolling her eyes, and then she's going to see the carvings. She's just going to be like, and she's going to leave. It's just no. She just leaves.
Goodbye.
She leaves the temple anyways. She's like, no.
There
I'm gonna look
is
over.
just to clarify. So beyond these pillars, there is actually a proper entrance way. You can't really see into it, but there is a entrance way that goes beyond it a bit.
All right, I'm gonna look over at Dimitri. I'm like, so you said the weapon was in a temple, right?
That's what I was told.
All right. Shall we?
I guess.
I'm gonna look over at Free. She walked away.
Yeah, she left the temple. She just
Uh,
she read what she did on the pillars. She saw the images. She's like, no, no.
hey, can you? I'm gonna look over at Dimitri. Can you read Elvish?
Yeah.
What does that say that made her walk away?
Oh, tell them what it says.
Just something
Okay.
about worshiping the gods.
The one thing you get from reading it is you see the name Ao, spelled Aeo, that is repeated over and over again. And you get the idea that this is his temple.
Is are you familiar with that deity?
Nope. No idea.
If anybody wants
Okay.
to try a religion check, they can figure out what they might know about it.
Why
Haven't
not?
so well before. But I'll try.
Why not? Okay, all right. I hear a
Apparently,
lot of.
I don't need to
I
Wow.
hear.
say it.
Okay,
Uh,
Anthony, just
apparently, every time I arrest someone, they always pray to some sort of god and whatever.
so I will say that. Okay, so Anthony, you will know from talking to people as they pass through your town. There are various people that worship various things, and by chance, one day you ran into some old beggar-looking guy, just haggard, and he had chestnuts hanging off his neck with tied with a string, and he had kind of an old big tree limb that he walked around with to kind of keep him up. He's an old codger of a guy, and he claimed that he was a druid of some sort and that he worshipped this god named Io, which is called the forest god. Um, he's the patron god of Quinla, which is uh, the nation north of where you're from, and that he has an affinity with forests and trees in general, and is a protector of nature, and is often considered to be someone who's willing to help adventurers who lead basically good lives at opportune times. Um, and
I
Shin tells you that he knew a tracker who worshipped this god and had actually told him about a rabbit that he sacrificed to the god.
I'm gonna look over at Dimitri. I'm like, hey, are you a good person?
I mean, that's kind of relative. I like to think so. Although
Okay.
shortly before I joined you, I was in prison.
Okay.
Just putting it out there. Why?
I tell them what I know about the god, and you know, so you're kind of okay. I'm neutral at best, so we should be okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. You want to go first?
I look at your plate armor. You look like you're more suited to go first.
Fine. All right. I will walk in.
Okay. As you walk in, um, you will be able to gather there's a brazier full of oil at the center, or at least some substance that looks liquid anyway. Uh, that's made of brass and has definitely oxidized over time. Most of the rest of it is grown over with weeds and tree limbs and all sorts of weird shaped vines and things. And at the center, where normally there would be a podium or something, for the preachers or clerics to speak from, all of that is gone, and you see what looks to be a set of stairs leading down. It looks like
Uh,
whatever was above it got totally destroyed, and this is basically all that's left.
okay. I want to take the torch that I was using earlier and kind of wave it below to see if I can see what's down there.
It looks really dark. Beyond the torchlight, you can see that the stairs continue down, but you're not sure how far. They go beyond your torchlight.
Okay. I'll turn to Dimitri. Going down.
Yes, so.
Shin
Okay.
kind of points back and says, "We probably should bring Pri and not wander off without her."
She doesn't want to come down here.
Well, I mean,
I'm,
this is an ancient place
I'm
that
gonna yell out.
corrupted.
I'm gonna yell and say, "Pray! Do you want to come down the dark stairs?"
I'm
Are you
guessing
guys
no.
going down the dark stairs?
It's the only thing in this room, so probably.
Stupid gods. Fine, I'm on my way.
I look over at Dimitri. I'm like, I'm very surprised she decided to come.
Yeah, she's being weird lately. I don't know what it is. She
Are
was
you?
gonna just leave us before and until we told her she was gonna get paid, but lately she's
Are
just
you
been
like?
like,
Are you blackmailing her or something? Is that why she's
"It's
like
not
forced?
me.
Oh,
Uh, is it you, Shin? Does she owe you something? Like her soul? I don't. What's going on?"
Shin just looks and says, "No, no, I don't know why she's decided to do this. This is all her doing."
very out of character.
Maybe she's planning on killing us and taking our money.
She would have done that already if that's what her plan was.
Or she's like, you know how they fatten up pigs? Maybe she wants us to do more and more quests until we have enough gold, and then she takes it.
Maybe. I like that they freeze walking up behind us as we're talking
Yeah,
about
exactly.
Oh, but I don't care. Hey, Pri,
Mrs. Dog
You're not gonna kill us and rob us, are you?
gonna sort of stop, like she's thinking about it. Sort of look
Shin's
up.
like, she's fattening us up for winter. She's gonna eat us.
I can't say I'm not thinking of it, but no, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, fair enough.
Just
I'm
gonna
pretty-
keep looking up as she says it, like.
I'll go down the stairs.
Okay. All right. With that,
We will follow.
Bree will follow. Shin kind of looks around a little awkwardly. Doesn't really know what to do other than follow. Feels a little disturbed by what he's seen so far. But does follow down. And as you guys go down, there are cobwebs and all sorts of stuff down these stairs. And we'll have to find out where they lead next time.